We're live, and it's trade deadline. Welcome into the Hangout. Guess where we're at? 307 Lakeshore, old stomping grounds. We had to stay here all day because myself and Sweets were keeping abreast of everything that was happening on this very epic trade deadline. Big news for the Toronto Raptors, but first and foremost, I have to introduce you to the people who will be joining us as we break down all these trades. Will Strickland, my main man, Press Basketball's very own, repping for the other side of the country. Shouts out to the Van City. How you doing, buddy?
Trying to maintain daily ops, you know what it is.
All right there, and of course, as always, the yin to my yang, Dan Gladman, producer, Toronto Raptors broadcaster.
Are you guys okay?
There's going to be a bit of yin and yang.
No,
You guys
Dan
all right?
said some erroneous.
We're not going to be seeing eye to eye on this show.
We never have, we never will.
Is it because you're taller, Dan?
What? He's not tall. Shut up. Anyways, as
I
we
just know
proceed,
more about the NBA.
as we proceed, another guy that's very close to my heart and super close to my shoulders, I told him back up. It's Randy Urban, my co-host on Court Surfing. How you doing, buddy?
I'm well. How are you? Good to see
I'm
you.
good now that we made a move. So the big news, of course, for basketball fans all across the Great White North is that PJ Tucker is returning to the Toronto Raptors. This young man had a quick cup of coffee back in the day after being drafted in the second round by the team. Sullinger exits stage left heading to Phoenix along with the Toronto Raptors second round picks in 2017 and 2018. But let's just start off from the beginning. Will Strickland, what are your thoughts on this deal?
I see everybody outside striking up the band right now for PJ Tucker returning to Toronto.
You're not excited?
No, not
What?
necessarily. Not necessarily. And I've seen a second round pick like Norman Powell actually be valuable to the Raptors. So did they give up a whole lot for PJ Tucker? He's the tough guy. He's the reliable guy. You want to have a tough guy like that in the Eastern Conference playoffs for sure.
But you don't like this.
But, I mean, like, really, I don't think it changed the temperature that much for the Raptors.
Okay, Dan.
I mean, it's not a splashy, high-profile acquisition, but I do think it does raise the temperature a little bit. I think it gives the Raptors a boost on defense coming off the bench, which is something that they sorely have needed in the last couple of weeks or even couple of months, really. It's somebody who can defend. He can defend guards. He can defend some small forwards, and that's what you're going to be looking for. And you know
power
what?
forwards.
He can hit the occasional three-point shot. You know, he shoots about 41.5%, 7 points a game. But coming off the bench, you combine that with Patterson, it's a little bit of a boost.
Yeah, what's everybody trying to do in the East? Beat LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers. And what does PJ Tucker give? Give you a body that can match up with LeBron James. Now, no offense to DeMar Carroll, but at times he looked overmatched physically against that. Now he's getting healthier, and that will be a change of story, hopefully. But PJ Tucker is a bigger body that can body LeBron a little bit. I mean, he's not going to stop LeBron.
I don't know about. He's only 6'5". I don't know. I don't know if the Raptors.
You don't measure- you don't measure him with
width,
height,
his
though. You don't
size,
measure him with
his
height.
heart.
I don't think the Raptors are going after Cleveland at the moment. I think right now they want to get back to second place. That means competing against Boston, competing against Washington.
But
I don't
eventually,
think they want to get to second place. I think they want to keep home court, which is more important than chasing second place.
You don't want to finish fourth. You'd much rather finish second.
Hey, you
than
know what
fourth.
though? But you're right now. Atlanta's right behind you by a half a game, and I think that's your major concern. So get right with the new team that you have now. Not that Jared Sullinger was playing that
but Will,
much.
You didn't make the trades for Ibaka and Tucker to finish in fourth.
Absolutely not.
You made these acquisitions to move back to second, which was your anointed position
And let
in
me
the
be
last
clear,
little while.
like I said, it's about keeping home court. So whether it's second, third, or fourth, because it's not going to be first, then they should go for that. I'm not saying
absolutely.
they can try to get fourth place.
Let me throw something out there since this is probably the last time we get to talk about it since trade deadline's gone. You weren't too happy with this deal. I don't want to misquote you, but two of the other names that were circled around for the Toronto Raptors were both Danilo Gallinari, who plays for the Nuggets, and Wilson Chandler. Is this the right guy, or do you feel like one of those guys would have been a better fit for this group moving forward?
Chemistry is a very fickle mistress, sir.
Yes.
And I think that, you know what it is. And I think that Gallinari's injury history, as well as Wilson Chandler's injury history, came to play there. Now, I know Masai knew them from Denver, and I think that Gallinari gives you some offense and gives you something to replace what you got from Terrence Ross off the bench, especially a big body at 6'10", and a scorer. Wilson Chandler gives you a little bit more on both ends. But again, the injury history is something to think about, and I think that P.J. Tucker is the fit.
You have to stop the ball. That's what they have to do, is stop the ball. And PJ Tucker will help that. Gallinari will not help that. Wilson Chandler could help that at times, but he's not going to, just lock down somebody and change the course of a game. So I think PJ Tucker he may not be the sexiest guy of the three, but he's the guy in my mind.
Now, let me throw this at you guys. The other thing that came out of the trade deadline rumors a little bit earlier, but still relevant to this Raptors team, was there was a point where they actually shopped, or is believed to be, they shopped Jonas Valanciunas. So my question to you is, he doesn't play a lot in the fourth quarter. There's still, a little bit of friction there with people not understanding how he's used with this group. Is this going to be a negative moving forward, or is this something they could just wash away?
It's not going to be a negative. It's understood in professional basketball and in every professional sport that trade deadline, that window comes up, and almost everybody can be in play. Now, I don't think JV's the type of personality who's going to take that to heart. He's going to brood about it. He's going to go out there and try his best. Now, that said, the JV for Andre Drummond rumor, which is one that I saw, that was particularly intriguing to me. That was an interesting.
And I could have seen that happening, but you would have had to give up, in order to match the contracts, you'd have to give up a whole lot off that bench in order to make that work, I think, including JV.
Randy?
I think what you're going to see the value of JV is when the playoffs come around. Like, he was invaluable last year
Until he got hurt, yeah.
in the Eastern Conference.
And the game slows down, so
Absolutely.
They still won the Miami series without him, though.
No, but he's going to say how good is he going to look.
Yeah, but Whiteside was hurt too. I mean, you got to get him the ball, first of all. And I think in the last 25 games, that should be part of their offense.
Well, they are
dumping
working
it,
the too.
dump it
is
down
in
to
the first
JV.
quarter.
Wait a minute.
Like, I'm tired of 10 points in the first.
Leo Routins. He's asking.
Now, let me throw this at you guys. I guess, for me personally, this Raptors team going into this next stretch, 25 games is relatively what everyone has left. You're projecting forward, want to beat the Cavs and stuff. DeMarcus Cousins was moved for next to nothing. Like every team feels like at least they should have put an offer on the table for him. Knowing what he went for, would you not have tried a bit harder?
Well, what does it say about DeMarcus Cousins that that's what he went for? We don't know. We only see the way he reacts to reporters and management and coaches and all that kind of stuff.
I'm going to shut you up right here because
Okay.
we're going to talk about DeMarcus as a person later.
Yeah.
But is that?
Look, on Monday I say go for DeMarcus. On Tuesday I say don't. On Wednesday I say go. So that
Right.
it's really a toss-up.
I've never
for
believed
me.
in the whole bring DeMarcus to Toronto thing because chemistry again.
Well, we'll talk about it later. But
Right.
I just want to talk about the brass tacks of the fact that he went for.
For a bus token and some sandwiches?
Yeah, like
Hey, Buddy Hield's the next
Well, you
step.
know what? Vivek
And
Ranadive
that's how you
thinks
say
that
it.
Buddy Hield would be the next Steph Curry. I don't know. I'm not really going there with that. He's a 23-year-old rookie.
I'm going to cut you off now because we're
not
going to
gonna
talk about that after. I think I would have liked to have seen an offer made for DeMarcus. I don't know, but we'll
sure
talk
there
about it
were
when we get back.
offers.
We'll talk about it when we return back on the couches here at 307 Lakeshore for this very special trade deadline episode of Canada's Home for Talking Hoops. This is the Hangouts. When we return, of course, we got to talk about everything else that went down, including the Brow and Boogie. Boogie christened them with a new nickname. Guess what it is?
What?
Fire and Ice. You buying or selling? No, you don't like it?
Fire.
Yeah, that's a good question. I imagine Boogie.